pregnant and unmarried. Emmie Croftner mulled her condition over as she lay snuggled in her quilts. The prairie wind howled around the tent, and snow drifted through the cracks in the tent and collected in piles around her. She thought nothing could be worse than Monroe's death. Then his real wife had shown up. This was infinitely worse. She wasn't sure how her best friend's husband, Rand Campbell, would treat her after hearing the news, but over the days that followed, Emmie had found that he treated her no differently than he always had. He was just as solicitous of her as he was of his wife, Sarah. He truly did not seem to mind the change in the bargain they'd struck. Had he told Isaac Liddle? She thought it likely, since Isaac hadn't stopped by as much as usual. She threw back the covers, and her bare feet landed in snow. She didn't care if he came by or not. All men were fickle at best and treacherous at worst. She had been certain his interest wouldn't survive her devastating news. "Emmie?" Rand's voice came from the other side of the tent. "Our permanent quarters in Officers' Row are ready to move into. I've some soldiers out here ready to transfer our belongings." "Coming!" Emmie jerked her flannel nightgown over her head and quickly donned her wool dress and boots. She grabbed her cloak and buttoned it around her before lifting the flap on the tent and joining Sarah. Already dressed for the blustery late October weather at Fort Phil Kearny, Sarah turned with a bright smile. Her red gold hair sprang free from its bun and circled her face. "I'll be so glad to get in a real house. No stepping in snow tomorrow morning." Several soldiers sidled in with a shy glance at the women. They hefted crates to their shoulders and hauled them out of the tent. Emmie and Sarah followed them across the fort's parade ground to the sounds of the fort band practicing in the single officers' quarters. Emmie spared a glance toward the hills that rose around the little fort in a picturesque panorama. The cold wind practically blew them into their new home. Emmie shut the door behind Sarah and turned to survey the cabin. It was similar in layout to what they'd left behind in Fort Laramie, but smaller in size. The pine boards still oozed sap and smelled of newly milled lumber. The fresh plaster walls looked clean, but stark, with no trim around the windows or floor. The kitchen was bare of accessories, but serviceable and clean. Emmie was so glad to be out of the tent, she didn't care how it looked. "It's plain, I know, but I'll knock together a dry sink and a corner cupboard as soon as I can." Rand took off his hat, and the sunlight through the window gleamed on his brown hair. The door opened, and snow swirled through it, then it was shut again. "Already done, partner." Isaac's mustache quivered above his grin as he set a sturdy sawhorse down against the wall. "Be right back." He stepped outside and returned with another one, which he placed a couple of feet away from the first. Then he brought in 4 rough wood planks and laid them over the sawhorses. "This is the very latest in Fort Phil's kitchen decor. All the best-dressed kitchens have one, and I have it on the best authority that it makes a dandy ironing board as well." Sarah ran to hug him. "Isaac, you darling." His blue eyes danced above his reddened cheeks, and he winked at Emmie. "Don't I get a hug from you, too?" Heat rushed to Emmie's cheeks. He hadn't shown his face for days, and now he showed up talking about hugs. "Maybe when we get the chairs." She flushed again when he laughed. "I'll hold you to it." He chuckled as he walked away.